Hey everyone, and welcome to 1.21 Gigawatts. I am Peter, that is Connor, and this is our movie news show in which we look at the box office numbers, we look at movies that are in development, we have a horror movie news section, a comic movie section, so we go through the things. And at the end of the show, we'll talk about any movies that we watched this week that were not for review purposes that you'll see elsewhere on the channel. Or over on the Mailed Fuzz Movies podcast feed. So it's going to be a relatively quicker show, I think, this week. We're winding down for Christmas, basically.
Yeah, and this is last of the year, right?
It is, yeah. We will be taking 2 weeks off, possibly 3 if there's not a lot of news in that first week in January, but definitely 2. And then we'll be back swinging in 2019 because news is fairly quiet over the Christmas period, and that's partly why. For TV, we do our TV awards at during that time. Not movies though. We started a new thing last year where we leave the movies till February so that we can catch up on movies that we've not had a chance to see during 20. So that we've got a more well-rounded opinion.
We're smack bang in the middle of award season, so
Yeah.
people are thinking about it.
So we'll be doing that. Although, worth mentioning, we are going to do a thing this year as well, and a new thing where our patrons at the $1 tier and up can submit their own awards to an extent. I'll be making a form up for the occasion in February, and we'll announce the community Mailed Fuzz winners along with their own. So that'll be fun. So, but hey, so we got news, we got box office, and we'll get cracking into it. So first up, for the box office for this weekend,
Did we make guesses?
We did. We made guesses for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. We made guesses for Mortal Engines was out.
I heard that's lost a lot of money. Not to spoil anything here, but yeah,
I will check. So yes, number one, no surprise, I won't make you guess, is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. But the question is how much. And this is a curious thing, as I wonder how much it made before the weekend, because there was like charity showings and one night preview showings as much as a week in advance. So yeah. I'm curious how much those made and how much they would add on to this.
Well, I mean, you can presumably check its current total after this and get a reasonable estimate.
That's true. Let me have a quick peek.
Just for comparison. What did we guess? Because I don't remember.
Nah, the current domestic total is just what the weekend does.
Right, okay.
So I don't know if they add it in later. I don't think it's included. If it's included, then it seems a bit low. But hey-ho. Anyway, so yes, you guessed 46 million.
Yeah, I went under Ralph Breaks the Internet. I remember that.
Yes. I went big at 75.
Well, judging by your previous comment, I feel like I might have won this one.
Yeah, the actual amount, the estimate right now is 35.4 million.
Okay.
Which ain't terrible. The budget was 90. It's made about 70 worldwide so far.
That's fine.
I think the word of mouth is going to do well, and I think it's one that will linger for a while because it's very kid friendly. The kids will go.
Yeah, and it's in there over Christmas. I mean, there's a lot of competition over Christmas, admittedly, but it's there.
Yeah, I think it'll do just fine. It's getting, obviously the reviews have been off the charts. I have now seen the film. Me and Matt recorded our review of it actually just earlier today. That'll be up before this goes up, so you can go check out me and Matt talking about Into the Spider-Verse.
I'm hoping to get to it very soon, but time's a bitch.
It's okay.
You're downplaying it just to make me feel better, aren't you?
It's not to make you feel better. There's nothing I do is to make you feel better. Get that out of your head right now. No, it's very, very good. It's very good. It's very tight. Very good.
Okay.
You'll be wishing that Lord and Miller were still working on a Flash movie after you watch that.
God damn it. I forgot that they were going to do that at one point.
Yeah, so Spider-Verse, 35.4 million. Number 2 was The Mule, that's the Clint Eastwood movie, it's 17.2 million. Number 3 was Dr. Seuss's The Grinch at 11.5 million. Number 4 was Ralph Breaks the Internet.
We might not have been too far off with more.
Number 4 was Ralph Breaks the Internet with 9.5 million. Number 5 was Mortal Engines.
What did we guess?
You guessed 14, so you're...
I'm out, yeah.
Yeah.
And you wanted to go around that. Originally you wanted to go one higher.
Yes, but for the joke.
And I convinced you to go comedy low.
So comedy low, I went with 8 million. It made 7.5.
God damn it. Why did I talk you into the comedy low?
Sometimes humor pays off. So we're actually tied because you got Spider-Man right. I got this right.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you only got that right because I convinced you to.
revisionist history. Revisionist history.
I am taking a backseat driver point for that one.
Bite me. That movie had $100 million budget.
Yeah, plus marketing. Apparently, it's guaranteed to lose at least 100 million.
I never say plus. It's always plus marketing.
Yeah, but because I was about to say it's guaranteed to lose 100 million, and it's 100 million budget. If I didn't say plus marketing, you'd be like, well, people might question.
Sure. Number 6 was Creed 2, 5.3 million. Number 7 was Bohemian Rhapsody with 4.1 million. Number 8 was Instant Family with 3.7. Number 9 was Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald with 3.6. And number 10 was Green Book with 2.7. And then, just for reference, I think it's worth mentioning that Once Upon a Deadpool is number 11 with 2.6 as well.
Okay,
so,
cool.
What's Fantastic Beasts at worldwide? I'm curious. 595.
Probably scrape itself to 600, right?
Yeah, it probably will.
Which is okay. I mean, it's crazy that that's only okay. Admit,
Yeah.
It's, by reasonable metrics, that should be pretty damn good. But it is only okay.
Yeah.
For that movie.
Yeah, it's still only 3 times the initial budget, not counting marketing. So.
Yeah.
So it's all relative, I suppose.
It's still a quantifiable success, and in terms of being profitable.
Yeah.
Just not as big a success as they wanted.
Yeah, I wonder if 3 continues to go down, especially since the reaction to 2 has been largely negative.
Yeah, it's possible.
I could see it. It's that Lucas effect, man. The same creator comes back to do the prequel movies, and
you say that, but the first one was extremely well regarded.
Wasn't extremely well regarded.
It was. Everyone was happy. No one was really going, "Oh, this is shit."
Oh, I saw people say that.
All right, you get some, but I'm sure if you look at a general consensus, it is very well regarded as, yes, this is good.
I saw a lot of lukewarm reactions to the first one.
Really?
Yeah.
I only really saw. I saw a few like, okay, no, this is awful. But I saw a few of those, but most people that I saw were generally pretty happy with it.
I saw a lot of lukewarm. This one's not lukewarm though. This one's dumpster fire.
Yeah, that's fair.
The dumpster fire. Anyway, so yeah, that's the box office. That's the top 10 of the weekend. So since we're off for a couple of weeks, we'll probably make some guesses for Beyond, which honestly just means
Aquaman for next week, Bumblebee.
Aquaman and Bumblebee are both next week, and then
yeah, but so
why are you guessing? Just let me tell you.
I'm trying to figure out what's coming out.
It's just tedious to sit and listen to you try and guess.
It's not, because you were just sitting there going, looking, so I thought, I'll fill the air.
You came in literally a split second before I was going to say it.
Well,
split second.
You should have been quicker.
Shut up. We'll do Mary Poppins and Holmes and Watson's out on 26th, so we'll guess Holmes and Watson. And if you want, we can also do Escape Room, which is on the Friday the 4th of January. So we'll guess the first weekend.
I'm not feeling positive about that one, I'll tell you that.
That's fair. I do Screams After Midnight, though, so I have to see it.
Yes, you do.
Not necessarily theatre release, admittedly, though. I'll give myself a pass. So we'll do Aqua, we'll do Bumble, we'll do Poppins, and we'll do Stan and Ollie.
Oh, hang on. Stan and Ollie or Holmes and Watson?
Holmes and Watson, sorry. Yeah, Holmes and Watson. Stan and Ollie's not big enough, I don't think, for a prediction.
No.
But yeah, Holmes and Watson. It's just because they had similar titles.
They did, but that's why I wanted to clarify which one.
Yeah, Holmes, and then, sure, Escape Room. Which I've just written down as ER. Let's see if I remember what that means in like 3 weeks' time.
You could have just put Escape.
I don't have enough room at the end of the page.
Then choose another page.
No, I've got a grid-based system for our guesses.
Oh my god. You're the worst.
What are you talking about? This is neat. Alright. Aquaman and Bumblebee are out on the same day. Or same weekend, at least.
I can see both doing well. You know, it's a Christmas period. People, a lot of people go and see films now. You know, take the
I mean,
family.
I think Aquaman's the more likely number one, but I don't think it's like completely.
No, I don't think it's going to be a huge difference. I think both of them do pretty well.
I
I think there's a lot of money in the cinemas next week.
I'm going to say 75 for Aquaman.
God damn it, that's where I was thinking. Now, do I want? I'll go up. I'll go up to 80.
You're going to say 80.
Yeah.
Right. It better not do better than what I said. Well, it could do up to 77.4.
So, yeah, 77.4 is your cut off.
Well, 77.49.
Yeah.
Oh,
you will go that specific if you have to, won't you?
Oh yeah, but that still technically rounds down to me.
Yeah.
Then Bumblebee.
I think it's a bit lower.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 55.
I'm going 65. I think it's going to get. I think it's getting good word of mouth already.
Yeah.
I think that'll help. Like, I'm hearing more good about that than I am Aquaman.
Yeah, for the record, if you're looking for our reviews of these, Aquaman will be next Sunday, Monday, and then it'll be the following Sunday, Monday for Bumblebee. We're planning on reviewing them.
Yes, just not all at once because, Christmas.
All three of us will hopefully be on the Aquaman review. It'll be me and Matt, most likely, for the Bumblebee. Although, of course,
Unless I can make it, because I really want to see this one. I can't believe I just said that about a Transformers movie.
Maybe pot. Do you know what the bad thing is? I'm going to make myself watch The Last Night because it's the only one I've not seen before this comes out.
Oh, see, I've only seen 1 and 2, but now I'm going, shit, do I need to watch them?
I think you do. You need to watch Dark of the Moon, Extinction, I think that's what this fourth one was called, and Last Night. You need a trifecta.
Have we got anywhere in the schedule I can fit in drunk watching?
Oh,
just do a supercut of me reacting.
I got the trailer when I went to see Spider-Man, and I have to say, it is really exciting seeing those original G1 designs. Like seeing Optimus and his original style. It's like, oh yes, why couldn't they've all just been this? What?
That's nice. That's not like the big draw for me.
I know, but it's special for I think fans of the.
It is, and that's the thing. I'm not really a fan of the franchise. Not really. I have no attachment to it. So,
Yeah. Anyway, Mary Poppins Returns.
That's the week after, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the week after.
65.
65. I hate that I'm going to go higher, but I'm going to say 70. And the reason why is because I don't want it to do well, which means it's going to do well.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Because I'm not a fan of Mary Poppins. I'm not a fan of musicals.
Not really a fan of Disney, are you?
Not a fan of Disney particularly, no. So, and Disney with these stupid movies have been cleaning up bank, and I don't like it. So,
yeah. Have you seen it's 4 months in a row next year where it's I think Dumbo, Aladdin, Lion King, and Toy Story. It's supposed to be back to back.
Not even just that. Just if you look at Marvel, Avengers.
Yeah, I'm not even counting. I was just counting just Disney things.
But Avengers is in April and Captain Marvel's in March. This is the closest two of their movies have been, I think, ever. Even Iron Man and Hulk were 2 months apart back in 2008. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So,
which
actually makes me think that the Captain Marvel is really important for Avengers 4 because it's like no we're this is like the prologue that you need to know.
I'm intrigued as to why they're going. You said that was March, right?
Yeah.
I'm intrigued as why they're going with the March instead of February again, like they did with Black Panther. Have that extra month there.
I don't know. Maybe that's something else in February.
Well, they could have done. They got enough, haven't they?
Yeah. I'm going to scroll down to February. See, it doesn't go that far in Mojo. I'm sorry. I mean,
disappointing.
I'm not going to hunt that far for it, but I was going to scroll down to the release schedule. So, yeah. Wait, can I? Hold on. There's a little drop down menu here.
I mean, they very well might have something in there.
Aha!
Sounds like a Disney thing to have a huge thing every month.
And the beautiful thing is they even list the distributor at the side, so I can just scan for.
That is useful.
Yeah. Seemingly not actually. So Disney or Buena Vista, if they put it in as that, don't have anything. However, February does have Lego Movie 2. It does have Alita.
Yeah.
And
is How to Train Your Dragon in
How to
February?
Train Your Dragon 3 is out in that month as well. And I don't think this is really something they consider competing with it, but just I want to put out Happy Death Day 2 U's out in February too, which I'm happy with. So there you go. But that wraps up box office. So we made some. Oh no, hold on. Sorry, Holmes and Watson.
Oh yeah,
Day after Christmas. Holmes and Watson Boxing Day. What?
16.
16. I mean, I love your optimism. I'm going to be a little bit more.
Shut up! I've been really optimistic for this.
I'm going to be a little more pessimistic and say 25.
Yeah.
Pessimistic because I would like Will Ferrell's movies to bomb.
Yeah, I bet you would.
And then Escape Room, 4th of January.
12.
I don't know. These are really hard because I could see this going a little bit higher and being like in the mid-teens. Or even like do relatively well for a January movie and be like 19 or something like that. But at the same time, I could also see it coming out and just completely whiffing and being like 5.
Do you know what the problem is? Doing this so early compared to usual is I've got no feel yet as to what. Okay, where's the buzz?
You know what? I'm going to say 10. If I'm hedging my bets, I'm going to say it's lower.
Okay. But you're cutting it close.
I'm cutting it close, but I'm not 100%. So we will move on to news. Start with comic book movie news, as we always do. We have some more Birds of Prey casting. Chris Messina has been cast as Victor Zsasz.
Cool.
If you don't know him, Zsasz. He was in Sharp Objects. He was the cop character in that. If you don't know that actor, at least that's what I know him from. So he's playing Zsasz, who will be working in cahoots with Black Mask, played by Ewan McGregor. The character of Zsasz was first introduced in Batman Shadow of the Bat issue 1 in 1992. So he's a relatively new villain, actually, in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, I assumed Zsasz was a little bit older than that.
He was in Batman Begins, actually. The courtroom scene. He's on trial and.
Oh, you're right.
He's been sentenced to Arkham, so and you can see his scars on his neck. So he does a lot of appearance in previous movie.
He's also like the introductory villain in Arkham Asylum, the game. He's like the first one that you really do anything with.
He's not a boss fight though, right?
No, not a boss fight. He's just when you get to the asylum, he's just there holding a couple of people hostage, and you just have to go around them.
Ah, okay. Oh, you're right. Okay.
But it's like okay, this is the first one that's you had the Joker stuff in the intro, but this is the first villain you interact with.
So Zsasz's origin took place in 1996's Batman Chronicles #3. He was the head of his own international company, a rich guy who is still rich from his family's fortune. At 25, his parents die in a boating accident and plummets into a deep depression, losing himself in gambling, and ultimately everything to the Penguin. I haven't read this issue. This is actually quite interesting. He tries to commit suicide, but after killing a homeless man, he becomes addicted to killing and is known for slitting his victims' throats and leaving them in lifelike poses, while adding a tally mark to himself each time. He's routinely incarcerated in Arkham Asylum. Well, that's just par for the course in Gotham.
Do you know, I've seen Zsasz pop up all over the place in stories. I could not have told you that was his origin if you'd asked me.
Nah, clearly this was Batman Chronicles 3 was like it was almost like an annual series, essentially. So it was essentially a one-shot, 1 year, and clearly this is... I don't think it comes up that often. People just like that he's a serial killer who does tally marks of himself.
Yeah, it's memorable.
Yeah, so that's him.
He's got a distinctive look, and and he's a bit of a psycho. What more do you want?
So, does this move your needle back up any? Is this...
To touch. I like Zsasz. Zsasz has got a cool presence. So, yeah, sure. Give me Zsasz.
Not bad Zsasz. Next up, Scott Derrickson is confirmed to return as the director for Doctor Strange's sequel. Honestly, the worst part of this news is that Doctor Strange is getting a sequel, to be honest. I did not like the first one.
Yeah, I don't care.
And Scott Derrickson, I didn't like Sinister, which he directed. I think he's a bad director. So
Yeah, he's not very good, is he?
I'm not really like I'll see it once out of completionism, but I've only seen the first one once, and I'm not seeing it again. Like I'm done. That's fine.
There's a fair reaction.
Yeah, and it won't be at the theater. I can actually tell you now. I'll skip this and just see it at home when I can watch it with
Until
no
it
pants
comes
on.
out 2 months before Avengers, and you're like, shit.
Yeah, well, if they do that, I'll have to see it because I'll need to see it before the next movie. But
Yeah.
as long as there's a gap,
As
long
long as
enough,
there's enough time for the home release.
yes, before the next Marvel movie comes out, I will wait for the home release. And then, lastly, in the comic book movie news, we actually already have details for some follow-ups to Into Spider-Verse. They're already so clearly they're happy with the performance so far, and they're already looking at a sequel, which they're saying will focus on Miles and Spider-Gwen's budding romance. I'll say, which isn't really a spoiler for the first movie. There's chemistry, and that's about it. But
That's cool.
but so that's cool, and they're also planning a spin-off, which will be Spider-Gwen, Silk, and Spider-Woman.
Yeah,
Which
that's
is
cool.
cool. Yeah, no, I haven't seen it and liking the movie. I'm actually all for these two movies now. I'm like, yes, do them,
Yeah,
please.
makes sense, doesn't it?
Yes, I will have them gladly. So yeah. So on to the Blockbuster movie news. A couple of release date shifteroos. Not even shifteroos, just announcements more than anything else. So Sam Mendes' World War One movie 1917 has been booked for a limited release on Christmas Day 2019, but the wide release will be on January 10th, 2020.
I see what they're doing there. Trying to sneak in for awards.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's why they're releasing it before the end of December.
Sneak in for the awards classifications.
Because I believe it has to be in theaters for a week to
Yeah.
be eligible.
Because if I recall, Hateful Eight did the same thing.
Sneaky buggers.
Yeah.
Sneaky. And then the other thing we've got a date for is Knives Out. If you remember, this is the Ryan Johnson murder mystery. Daniel Craig's going to be in it, as is
Yes.
Chris Evans, Michael Shannon, Lakeith Stanfield, Jamie Lee Curtis, and Toni Collette. Hell of a cast.
That is a stacked cast.
Yeah, so that's coming out November 27th, 2019. So,
Cool.
so for all intents and purposes, that's quite a quickie, because we all just started getting news about that like a month or two ago, and it's out in a year.
Yeah.
So
Year turnaround. That's reasonable.
Yeah. Wee quickie before he starts working on his Star Wars trilogy. Is that still happening?
As far as we know, we've not heard anything official to say otherwise.
Okay. There you go.
No.
And then next up, Pixar revealed their next, well, not their next movie, but the 2020s movie.
Yeah, the next one that we didn't know about.
Yes. It's called Onward, and we got a cast for it. Chris Pratt, Tom Holland, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and Octavia Spencer have been set to be the lead voice cast in the film. And it's been dated for March 6th, 2020.
Cool. Is that the next one after Toy Story, or have they got two next year? Because sometimes they have two in a year, don't
Sometimes they do. Not that I remember, but...
Because Toy Story's, I want to say June, so they might have a November one as well. Okay, cool.
All we know about the plot right now is Disney said the plot centers on two teenage elf brothers who embark on a quest to discover if there is still magic left out there.
Oh, you're going to hate this.
I'm going to not see it.
I mean, you could do that as well.
No reason to put myself through that. No reason
Yeah,
at
there
all.
is. There is. For the people.
Yeah, people don't need me complaining about it. They're not going to love it. They're going to just be annoyed that I'm complaining about it. I can just stay away from it. It's fine.
For the people.
Screw the people. Next up, Matthew Baker is a short story writer, and his story, To Be Read Backwards, has sold to Fox to develop as a feature film, which will be directed by Noah Hawley.
Suddenly I'm interested.
Yes. So he just finished shooting his current film, which is Pale Blue Dot, which stars Natalie Portman. It's an astronaut movie. We've talked about that before a few times.
Very interested.
So that just finished shooting. So we're doing post on that, but he's going to do this next. To Be Read Backwards is a mind-bending take on a man who begins his life at his death and learns about himself as he and the world unravel in reverse, ultimately revealing humanity and mystery. Intrigued?
You say this was a short story, right?
Yeah.
If this isn't readable backwards, I am very disappointed. If it was a full novel, I might let them off, but it's a short story. That's your title. You've got no excuse. That better do something if I read it backwards.
Yeah, because I think the obvious thing to maybe think here is it's Benjamin Button, but it sounds more like to me this sounds like this person like dies and then doesn't remember the life, so we go back through the life in reverse.
Could be, yeah.
That's what it sounds like to me, rather than he's aging backwards or anything like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, interesting. It's a very very intriguing premise, and that's two Holly films that I'm now curious about.
Yeah.
So,
Not as immediately into that as the Portman astronaut one.
yeah, no,
But
intriguing all the same. Next up, Bold Films and 9 Studios said Monday they have acquired the rights to remake The Guilty, which is actually a film that is currently in the Oscar race for foreign film. It's a remake of a foreign film.
Right, I'm not familiar with it.
Denmark. So sometimes we take a bit longer to get the foreign films once they're out.
Yeah.
So this is a Danish film that came out this year. It's in the race for best foreign language film. Jake Gyllenhaal is going to star, or is at least attached to star in the remake here. So this won the original won the World Cinema Audience Award at the Sundance Festival this year. The plot centers on a police officer under investigation who is demoted to desk work at an emergency call center. When he receives a terrified phone call from a kidnapped woman, he must battle his internal demons in order to save her.
I mean, based on the plot, I don't have that much of an opinion.
I actually like the sound of this plot. The idea that he's not supposed to intervene because he's just, the emergency call desk dude, but he can't help but.
This is the thing. I don't think it sounds like there's anything wrong with it. It just, as a plot, it doesn't go, oh, I want to, I'm intrigued or I want to see that. But hearing the buzz, I'm assuming it's got some really good direction behind it.
I'm intrigued enough to want to watch the original now, based on that.
Yeah, me too.
So, yes, I would like to see The Guilty.
Maybe during catch-up month, if it happens to come out.
Yes, maybe. Next up, Legendary Entertainment has acquired the feature film rights to do a reboot of The Toxic Avenger.
Seriously?
Are you familiar with The Toxic Avenger?
Yeah, I am.
And the main character of Toxie. So the original directors Lloyd Kaufman and Michael Hertz are going to be producing the new film. The Toxic Avenger centers on Toxie, born when a mild-mannered janitor named Melvin from Tromaville, New Jersey, took a tumble into radioactive toxic waste. The feckless Melvin emerges transformed into Toxie, a repulsive yet oddly endearing mutant hero who stands up to bullies and corruption with often lethal zeal.
I'm down.
I've tried watching The Toxic Avenger twice, and both times I've tapped out before the 20-minute mark. And I like a lot of shit, so
yeah, you do.
I don't know about. I mean, this reboot could be insanely great.
The thing is, that premise done just with the right amount of stupid fun.
Stupid fun with a bit of heart. Yeah, it could work.
Yeah, that's the movie I want to watch. I'm not saying go and watch the other one. Obviously, don't do that. But as a premise, I'd like it.
Yeah. There's 4 of these, by the way. Those sequels.
Are that many? I knew there was I remember seeing 1 and 2, but
I'm pretty sure there's the 4th one's called Toxic Avenger 4 Citizen Toxie.
That's a great title.
There was also an animated series. There was a Marvel comic book.
Yeah.
Toxic Avenger.
It's a thing.
It sounds like something I should love, but I tried watching it, and the acting just, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Maybe if I watched it with other people and jokes were being made, I could maybe get through it, but...
What you need to do is watch it drunk.
I don't know if Toxic Avenger is the reason for me to start drinking finally.
No. We've long established that if you do, it's going to be Arrow. Arrow is finally going to break you.
Oh, dear. But yeah, so that takes us on to the horror section. And we first up have some release dates that we got. This is just something I got last minute here. So Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, which is Del Toro's produced film, is going to come out on August 9th, 2019.
Okay.
The film follows a group of young teens who must solve the mystery surrounding a sudden and macabre deaths in a small town. So no, it's sounds like it's maybe going to tie into like the Stranger Things kind of hype, a
Probably,
little bit of
and
that.
that'll probably only be a month or two after
That's
the
true.
next season.
Yeah, that's true. And then the other film we got a release date for is The Hole in the Ground, which we talked about I think just last week. But that's coming March 1st, 2019. That's going to be one of your limited plus VOD releases
Right.
at the
Okay.
same time. So some release dates there. Which takes us on to the final news story of the week.
Oh, you really weren't kidding us at the start when you said
Short
Idris.
episode. Yeah, it was a lighter week. But yeah, so Eli, which is a horror film that Paramount have produced, is actually been sold to Netflix. It was meant to come out theatrically.
It's another one of these.
In like January or February, but Netflix have grabbed the worldwide rights to it. So,
Any word on their release date?
Netflix's release date? It does
Yeah.
not say. No,
Right, okay.
no, it does not say. But so I'm not one who's on the anything that goes to Netflix is because the studio wanted to dump it because it was bad. However, this comes from the director of Sinister 2, so this was terrible and they wanted to dump it. So,
However much Netflix paid, it was too much.
yes, I don't know, maybe they got it for like $20.
Still too much.
I think enough people just click on it that it'll be worth that. Not that the
Poor
movie's
bastards.
valuable on its own, but just that,
Poor bastards.
yeah, so Kieran Foy directed it, and he made the atrocious Sinister 2.
Wasn't it? Awful movie.
So it centers around a boy receiving treatment for his autoimmune disorder, who discovers that his house, the house he's living in isn't as safe as he thought. So it's a haunted house movie with that.
Oh, I can't wait for the fact that you and Tim have to watch this, and I don't. And it's Netflix. You got no excuse
I
either.
hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Piss off and awful. All right, well, I don't have any movies to talk about this week. It's been a really busy week. We're at that phase of the year. But Cora does have one. He went to the theater and saw a movie. So
I did, yes, for the first time in longer than it should have been.
yes. So you finally get around to Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Yeah, it's really good. It's very clever. It builds a lot on the first one in terms of the character bond, the heart that was there, and it plays with their their relationship quite a bit.
Does he propose in this one?
No,
No.
no.
Ralph's afraid of commitment.
Yeah, sure. They're just very good friends. All right.
I don't buy it. There was chemistry.
Okay. There's chemistry, but either way, obviously this is the internet one. There's all that. Instead of just referencing all the old games, it's doing, the internet. It's very clever in places with what it's doing. Some things are very satirical, the way it portrays social media likes, things going viral. The amount of money you get for clicks on a video was amusing. It plays it all from the perspective of he's inside the internet and they're still trying to suck in regular users. So you're seeing like clickbait and like clickbait headlines as pop-up ads, and it's just essentially in the internet world here. It's just someone holding a billboard, slamming it in someone's face, and then you have someone walk through with ad block, and it's basically they've got a bodyguard just tossing them out of the way before they have to see them. A lot of these things are a lot of fun. It does still have a lot of the video game elements. They go and play an online MMO stuff with Gal Gadot doing her basically Fast and Furious stuff. It's like a car racing game, kind of Grand Theft Auto meets like Need for Speed. It's probably the best way I can describe the game that they're in, and that's like the major game center for the movie, and it's got a big part to it. It's a lot of fun. The visuals of it are pretty cool. No, it's a great movie. I had a blast. Definitely worth seeing, especially if you like the first one. It's up there with it.
Hmm. I was lukewarm in the first one. Wasn't bad, but I didn't love it.
Okay, that's
So
fair.
I'm in no rush to see the second one. I'll see it at some point, I'm sure. But
I definitely think I don't think you'll hate it. I don't think you'll
hmm.
regret watching it when you do get around to it. But if you like the first one, definitely give this a watch if you haven't already, because I know I'm a few weeks late.
Hmm. There you go. That's the final news show of the year. It's a shorter one, so it's not as the most epic we've had, by any means. But you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
We're wrapping up the year in terms of news, and we'll be back in the first weekend, assuming there's enough news by then. There probably will be. If there's not, it'll be the following weekend after that. But so we'll be back in 2019, and then the clock resets. The number resets. We're back to episode 1.
What's this? What are we on now?
40. Maybe just 40. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's 40.
I don't know. I just thought I'll throw you on the spot and see what you come up with.
TV news got to 47. There's a few more of those.
This is 41.
That's 41. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
41.
This did start a little bit later though, because we didn't start this right at the start of the year.
No. But yeah, so yeah, let us know what you thought of any of the news items in the comments below. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Get us on the Twitters, blah blah blah. But what you can do is go over to patreon.com/MailFuzzTV, and you can get some warm fuzzy feelings for supporting us for as little as $1 per month. But you'll get access to a bunch of stuff. Like we said at the start, come February you'll be able to vote in the community.
And just
stuff.
while we're here at the end of the year now, you will be able to vote on TV awards in the next couple of weeks. That we're doing at the end of the year. And as this is the last show, yeah, well, now's the only time we got to tell you.
This is true. This is true. And of course, there's the monthly show, 121 Extra or Almost Cancelled Extra. I say monthly. Each one's every other month. They alternate.
Yeah.
But we do a movie topic or a TV topic, and that's in the $1 tier as well. So go have a look. Maybe there's some stuff that will be interesting to you. But yeah, so that is the show. So thank you very much once again for watching and listening. We always appreciate it. Keep watching movies, guys, and we will see you next time.